They say we only use 10% of our brains. But what if we could use 100%? Become a genius? Move objects with our minds? Or would our brains destroy us? The 10 brain use myth dates back to the early 20th century, often misquoted from William James. The truth, fMRI imaging shows that we use almost all of our brains, just not at the same time. Different brain regions are active for different tasks: movement, memory, language processing, emotion, etc. So, using only 10 is not a limitation, it is a smart, energy-saving way of working. But what if you really activate 100% at the same time? Imagine you turn on all the switches in your house at the same time: lights, TV, air conditioner, oven, washing machine. What happens? A fuse blows. The same goes for the brain. If all the neurons in the human brain, more than 86 billion nerve cells, fire at the same time, you will experience convulsions, epilepsy, loss of consciousness. In fact, this is the mechanism of epilepsy when brain regions are overactivated. So, using 100% of the brain at the same time does not bring power but neurological chaos. But what if we could optimize the entire brain? Suppose, through technology or evolution, we could connect as many brain regions as possible in a controlled manner, increase the density of synaptic connections, use both hemispheres of the brain flexibly. What would you have then? Super memory. Remember an entire conversation from 10 years ago. Learn a new language in today's. Never forget directions, phone numbers, chemical formulas. Super thinking. Process dozens of information streams at once. Make split-second decisions. Predict other people's behavior by analyzing body language and micro-emotions. Creativity beyond limits. Combine logic plus art plus emotion into ideas that have never been seen before. Write music, paint, program all at the same time. But, like any superpower, it comes at a cost. Huge energy expenditure. The brain currently consumes 20% of its energy despite weighing 2 of its body weight. If you were fully functional, you would need to eat like an Olympic athlete every day or have an alternative energy source. Stress and disorder. The ability to feel multiple streams of emotions can lead to anxiety, emotional disorders, and social disconnection. You will understand too much, feel too clearly to the point of isolation. Loss of humanity? When reason takes over, the ability to empathize can be eroded. You no longer react instinctively but analyze. When in love, modern science is no longer vague when it comes to expanding the capabilities of the brain. Over the past few decades, many neurotechnologies have been born, gradually touching the seemingly inviolable limits of the human brain. Neuralink, the gateway connecting the brain and the machine. In 2020, Elon Musk shocked the scientific community when he announced Neuralink, an ambitious project to implant a chip into the human brain, allowing the transmission of neural signals directly to computers. The goal is not only to cure diseases such as Parkinson's, quadriplegia, but also to enhance memory, learn faster, and even share thoughts with each other via digital neural networks. Imagine a future where you don't need to learn a foreign language, just download data directly into the brain like in the Matrix. However, neuroscientists warn, interfering with the cortical regions can lead to loss of emotional control or personality disorders. The biggest risk is brain hacking, where cybercriminals can not only steal data, but also control behavior. Electrical brain stimulation, increase artificial intelligence. Currently, many research centers around the world are testing TDS, a method that uses extremely low currents to stimulate the prefrontal cortex. Initial results show the ability to accelerate learning by 20% to 30%, improve short-term memory and concentration, even support the treatment of depression, ADHD. However, long-term trials are still limited. The human brain is an extremely complex and individual system. Activating one area can cause an unforeseen chain reaction. AI plus human, symbiosis or replacement. AI systems are getting smarter. They can analyze text, recognize faces, and translate instantly. But what if we grafted AI onto our brains? One possibility is hybrid intelligence, where AI crunches data and humans make ethical decisions. But if AI learns faster, more accurately, and without emotion, will we still be in control? Upgrading our brains is a dangerous game between evolution and loss of identity. Imagine, in 2099, Neuralink version 12.0 has been globally licensed. Every child is born with a neural core, a nanoprocessor integrated directly into the spinal cord and cerebral cortex. The neo-human generation. A 4-year-old girl solves a 3D quantum equation. A 6-year-old boy writes a complete symphony without learning music theory. Primary school students no longer take exams, they update their knowledge directly through the cloud. The whole society enters a new era of superintelligence, where people communicate by thought, without language, without memory. Every experience can be backed up and shared like a video file. But then something starts to happen. A group of children do not laugh, do not cry, do not dream. They understand logic but cannot feel love. They can solve any problem but cannot write a poem. Society gradually splits into two: the original group, the old people full of emotions but considered slow-moving; the upgraded group, super fast processing but losing their human nature. Some people start to rebel, remove the chip, return to instinct. And they realize intelligence is not about using 100% of the brain. It is about knowing when to stop so that you can still feel life. We crave power, especially intellectual power. But if we could use our brains to their full potential, will we really be happier? Perfect memory can keep you living in the past. Super thinking can make you skeptical of all true emotions. The ability to feel infinitely can become a mental burden. The human brain is not designed to function at its best all the time. It is designed to adapt, focus, and be selective. Limitations, sometimes the gift that helps us love, dream, and make mistakes. We don't need to be superhuman to live a great life. We just need to understand ourselves, know how to train our brains, balance logic and emotion, and most importantly, stay human in an increasingly inhumane world. Because sometimes what makes us special isn't using 100% of our brain, but knowing when to listen to our heart.
This is the end of video. Thank you for coming along on this imaginary journey. If this video makes you think more about yourself and your seemingly insurmountable limits, then that's our ultimate goal. Click like if you find this topic interesting. Subscribe so you don't miss out on other what-if questions, where science meets imagination. And don't hesitate to share this video with someone who is also curious about the true potential of humanity. See you in the next videos, where impossible questions will become a real journey.